In this decimal lesson, we're going to be talking about different forms of decimals and understanding how to find the value of these different forms. So the first thing we're going to talk about is standard form. If you see anything asking for standard form, they want you to write it just like this. Normal number is standard. Even if it wasn't a decimal number, if it was 1,345, if it says standard form, they just want you to write it like a number. Word form, I know you guys have done before, but you need to know how to say the decimal number right. So if I have this number here, I'm going to say 3 first. Anything before the decimal, you say it. When you see the decimal, you say and. Then you read whatever comes after the decimal, and the place value spot that you end with is what you say at the end. This 2 is in the thousandths place, so I'm going to say 3 and 2 thousandths. And this is super important because if you don't know how to say it right, you can't write it in word form, and all of these will be wrong. So if I wrote this in word form, I would write 3 and 2 thousandths. This is the one that takes forever to do because you have to write it all down. But this is what the word form would look like for that particular number. I'm going to show you one more. If I did this number here, I'm going to read whatever comes first, 21. When I see the decimal, I'm going to say and. Then I read what's after the decimal here, 24. And this place value spot is the hundredths. So that's what I say at the very end. Wherever you land at the end is what you say. So this is 21 and 24 hundredths. So we've got word form, we've got standard form. The next one is expanded form. Again, you've seen it before, but there's some weird things in 5th grade decimals. So expanded form is really pretty easy. It's when you take a number like 8 and 206 thousandths. And I'm going to break it out and write 8 times 1 plus 2 times 1/10, because this is in the tenths place. I'm not going to write anything for the next one. And this is going to be 6 times 1,000th. I almost can't fit it. So you're just breaking out each individual spot. I'll show you one more. They can also be written this way. So for the 1, I'm going to put 1 times 1 plus, this is 8 times 1/10, but I'm going to write it as a fraction. This is 3 times 1/100th, and I'm done. So sometimes I'll write it in fractions, sometimes I'll write it in decimals. The ones you have to be really careful for are ones where they give you all the numbers broken up, such as, let's do 3 times 1 plus 4 times 7 times. A lot of kids see this and they say, well, that's easy. It's 3 and 47/100ths, or 3.47 is usually what they say. That is wrong. You have to be really, really careful on these. If you have a number out to the thousandths place, that means you're going to have 3 digits after the decimal. This 7 has to go in the thousandths. This 4 has to go in the hundredths. This 3 has to go in the ones, and you have to fill in the 0 in between. Don't forget about filling in zeros if you've got missing numbers, because it's really easy to miss these.